Okay, carrying on video 6 of chapter 2. And now we're going to see what some of these townswomen and think about this Scarlet Letter. "She hath good skill at her needle, that's certain," remarked one of the female spectators. "But did ever a woman before this brazen hussy contrive such a way of showing it? Why, gossips, what is it but to laugh in the faces of our godly magistrates and make pride of all what they, worthy gentlemen, meant for a punishment?" So she's like saying, like, this woman sees, she sees the letter as a mocking symbol to the society, the Puritan society, right? "It were well," muttered the most iron-visaged of the old dames, "if we stripped Madam Hester rich gown off her dainty shoulders. And as for that red letter, which she had stitched so curiously, I'll bestow a rag of mine own rheumatic flannel to make a fitter one." And this woman saying, like, we don't want to give her this rich, this nice-looking letter. Why don't we just give her this old, tattered, ugly letter? That's more fitting to her crime. "Oh, peace, neighbors, peace," whispered their youngest companion. "Do not let her hear you. Not a stitch in that embroidered letter, but she has felt it in her heart." Once again, this is the woman who earlier said, like, she's already felt the pain. She's already felt the punishment. The real symbol of her pain in her of the pain of what she did is in her heart, and it's not so much what's written or expressed on her shirt or on her gown. The grim beadle now made a gesture with his staff. This is like the sheriff. "Make way, good people, make way in the king's name," cried he. "Open a passage, and I promise ye, Mistress Prynne shall be set where man, woman, and child may have a fair sight of her brave apparel, from this time till on an hour past meridian. A blessing on the righteous colony of Massachusetts, where iniquity is dragged out into the sunshine. Come along, Madam Hester, and show your scarlet letter in the marketplace." A lane was forthwith upon through the crowd of spectators, preceded by the beadle, attended by an irregular procession of stern brown men and unkindly visaged women. Hester Prynne set forth towards the place appointed for her punishment. So now they're walking from the prison. They're going to walk as in a big procession, like a parade, down to the scaffold. A crowd of eager and curious schoolboys, understanding little of the matter at hand, except that it gave them a half-holiday, ran before her progress, turning their heads continually to stare at her face, and at the winking baby in her arms, and at the ignominious letter on her breast. It was no great distance in those days from the prison door to the marketplace. Measured by the prisoner's experience, however, it might be reckoned a journey of some length, for haughty as her demeanor was, she perchance underwent an agony from every footstep of those that thronged to see her, as if her heart had been flung into the street for them all to spurn and trample upon. In our nature, however, there is a provision all alike marvelous and merciful, that the sufferer should never know the intensity of what he endures by his present torture, but chiefly by the pang that rankles after it. With almost a serene deportment, therefore, Hester Prynne passed through the portion of her ordeal and came to the sort of scaffold at the western extremity of the marketplace. It stood nearly beneath the eaves of the Boston's earliest church and appeared in the fixture there. So we see here that as she's walking, she's being looked at by these children, right? And they don't understand what's going on, but they just see something very curious about it. And she eventually makes her way to the scaffold. This ends the 6th recording.